All right, it's 6:05. We still got a phone that has a little bit of feedback.
I think it's Tiffany's.
Okay. I just want to thank everybody for showing up today. This is the very first day of Seed to Market. Very shortly, we are going to introduce our team. Tiffany Clay, who is the chair of the Fraser Garden Council. She will be coming in a minute to get us started. We have other members here. Let's get our videos on. And I'll be introducing them very shortly. But I just wanted to thank everyone. We have a lot of people who have signed up. Actually, we literally had over 106 people register for this class. So that shows me and us that a lot of people are serious now about growing their own food. And we're so proud of that. Today is the very first day of Black History. So I'm gonna start on that until Tiffany can get in. But with the start of Black History, I'm gonna start with one of our favorite growers. And actually, Roz, you'll see her name on here. Well, I'm gonna change her name on here so you can see. Let's do that. I am going to rename you. So it says Roz.
But I'd like for you to tell the story about.
I am Roz Crawford with, yes. I'm gonna put you in here. All right, now you see her name. If you can go to gallery, when you look in the view, you will see Roz, you will see Karen and Tamika and various others. I'm gonna start introducing everybody very shortly, but Roz started to grow this beautiful pepper for me, for us, let me say it like that. And I've been using this pepper to teach about our history, our culture, and how amazing we are as a people. So on the first day of Black History, we're going to honor, and I'm going to share my screen really shortly. Let's see, which screen am I going to share? Let's see, let's share that one. Let me go back out. That's the one I want to share. I'm going to share my screen so you can know who this person is. I'm going to tell you guys a really quick story about this man. So who you are looking at right now is Horace Pippin. And back in the 1920s, Horace, even before that, he had served in the war. And he, of course, was injured in the war. When he got back, he was dealing with a lot of inflammation. He was dealing with a lot of what we call tendonitis, bursitis, tennis elbow, arthritis. Basically, this is when there's not enough blood flow. When the blood is not flowing properly, inflammation happens. So when Horace Pippin got back from the war, of course, during the 1920s, it was very difficult for us as a people to get the health care that we needed. And unfortunately, it's still that way. You know, we are not seen, we are not heard, and we are not respected. And so a lot of times when we talk about being in pain, we are the least to get medications and treatments that we deserve. So you can imagine in the 1920s, there was little to nothing for him for this pain that he was in. So Horace Pippin started growing a garden because back then, most of us had a garden in the backyard. Your grandmother, your mother, somebody had a garden. And Mr. Pippin started growing these beautiful peppers. And they start out purple, very beautiful purple. And then they go from purple to honey, to a beautiful golden honey. And then when they get red, they are something serious. So what Mr. Pippin decided to do, he did some research and found out that bees, with their sting, can help with inflammation. So Mr. Pippin decided to do a barter with a beekeeper, a local beekeeper, and he would trade his pepper for bees, and he would do bee sting therapy to treat his own self, to heal himself from this inflammation that he was going through. Well, as he began to barter, more and more people wanted to know about this pepper because it is so sweet. And if any of you have had my pot liquor or my greens or some of my best dishes, I use these peppers in there, and they have a very distinct taste, and they have a component called casein. This is the heat that activates our thymus gland. It gets our blood to flowing. And this pepper is legendary, and it's become very rare, and it is very highly sought after. So Roz was the first person to introduce this pepper to me. And for the past, 3 years?
Yes.
We've been growing this purple Pippin pepper. And it also turns into a Pippin golden honey pepper. So today, on the first day of Black History, we are going to honor Mr. Horace Pippin. I want you guys to research him, to learn more about him. Don't just take my word, do your research. And he lives on forever through agriculture. He lives on forever through us, because over at the Fraser Community Urban Garden, you will always see the purple Pippin pepper showing out right in the front of the group plots. So that is our, I'm gonna stop sharing now because I'm gonna bring in some of our people. Again, I want to thank you all for being here. Who always starts out, let me start by saying this. This is not a one-woman show. This is a community. And I think we are 2 years strong now, going. And we have grown. Last year in our Seed to Market, we had over 584 people. Out of that, people turned into backyard gardeners. Some people went all the way from the seed to the market. And I'm gonna explain that very shortly too. So businesses grew out of that. Community grew out of that, because we're growing more than just food, we're growing community. And so I'm gonna introduce you to what has been now formed as the Fraser Garden Council. But now that we have Tiffany, you're back in, right? Yep, I see her. So it is traditional that she starts our meetings and our classes off. This is Tiffany Clay. She is a doula. And she will be doing a class very shortly during Black Maternal Week, because we need more healthy mamas, daddies, babies. She's going to explain to you what it means to be a doula. And Black Maternal Week, I think, happens in April. Is that right, Tiffany? So and her program is called Garden of Growth. So I'm going to bring her in so she can start this class off. All right, and I'm gonna mute and let you in.
All right. So good evening, everyone. And one of the things that we remind people about our garden, we not only grow food, we grow resources, we grow people, and all of those beautiful things, right, strengthen our community. So we grow communities and those partnerships. So we want to thank all of you for being here with us tonight and looking forward to connecting with you. Of course, as Camille mentioned, I am a doula, so definitely very much excited about that. But the beauty of it and the invitation of having you all, you each has a unique gift and talent that we would like to see you bring to the garden. We would like to hear you share about and empower and encourage others as they go forth on their journey. So I am going to go back on mute and I'll turn it back over to Ms. Camille.
Oh, thank you. We're gonna eventually get our sound and everything. I hope that everyone can hear. I want you to participate. This is a very interactive class. Before I get started, I want to introduce some very special people. You have now met Tiffany Clay, who is the chair of the Fraser Garden Council. I now want to introduce Karen King. When you start talking, they're already here, on here. Karen King is the co-chair of the Fraser Garden Council and has been doing beautiful work, fundraising, getting things together for us, helping us grow, planting beautiful house plants. She has a Sunshine Nursery. She's a talented artist and an amazing fundraiser. I could just go on and on and on, but I'm going to introduce Karen King.
Hey, everyone.
I can hear you.
How y'all doing?
So you can still look in there.
Oh.
Mhm.
Hey, everyone, how you doing? I'm excited about this year and I hope you are too. And let's get this thing started. Let's grow together. Let's grow together.
Let's grow together. That's right. And now sitting next to me is someone who, oh my God, feeds a lot of Memphis. She is our master grower. That's what I call her. She is my chicken friend because we raise chickens together. We couldn't do this without her because she provides the starters for us, and we're going to talk a little bit about that in a minute. And I'll explain what I mean when I say starters to help everyone out. But what I will say is that I trust her. I trust her passion. I trust her talents and her gifts because everything that we plant that she started lives and produces way beyond its season. So we are still like collecting tomatoes in November. And so we're like, no, I know this okra ain't still giving us food. And we love her for that. And it's because I think when she's planting love in there too. So I'm going to introduce Roz Crawford because you're going to see a lot of her when we begin to do these in-person classes. Because she's going to start you off and then you're going to get so addicted that you're going to want to grow more and more. And you're going to want to start growing specialty plants like the purple pippin pepper and what is that? Queen of the Night?
Yeah, Queen of the Night.
Ah, Queen of the Night tomato. Y'all in for a treat, guys. The Scotch bonnet. Oh, Lord, that's hot. Okay, well, I'm gonna turn it over to Roz, and I just want for her to introduce herself, but we're gonna bring her back in.
Hey, y'all, my thing is kinda,
Yeah, there we go.
my name is Roz, Crawford. And my company is Crawford's Garden Starters. I sell plants. And these are growing hands. You know how people grow hair? They got those growing hands for hair. I've got it for plants.
Yes, you do.
Food. My mom, she always tell me, why don't you grow some plants? I want to grow some food, you know, to feed people. But I'm not gonna go on, but I am Roz. And next week, I was showing Camille that we're gonna do another tomato. We're gonna do a tomato next week. The black guy. We're doing Black History. So I got y'all. I got y'all.
Yes, we're gonna do some other things. We're gonna bring in some red okra, aren't we?
I think it's burgundy okra, green okra. And I think we got another kind of okra that we're gonna bring in.
And we're gonna show you about the medicinal qualities, and I'm gonna talk about that in a minute. I got two other people that I gotta introduce, and then we're gonna talk about what Seed to Market is. And then I'm gonna open it up for lots and lots of questions. And then I got some assignments for you. So the next person I wanna introduce to you, her name is Tamika Williams. Now, she came to us when? Last year? Man, listen, she came in because she had heard about our garden. And I want you all to know something, and you're gonna learn more about this as we have more and more classes. The garden is not just for growing food, okay? And we're gonna talk about a lot of the importance of what gardens do. but she took one step on that garden and found out that we were growing more than just food. And from that moment, she has been dedicated and has been there and has shown up and got her hands in the dirt. And I mean, what, that time we gave away them greens, it only took 15 minutes and the greens were gone. And but Tamika will be doing tours at the garden. And you will see her at all the events. And so get used to Tamika's face, because she is very important to this process and to this community and to this village. So Tamika, if you got a few words, I'm gonna go on mute.
There it is. Good evening, everyone. My name is Tamika Williams, and I am so excited about this new season that is getting started. I can't wait to meet everyone so we can get out here and learn what we are about to get our hands into. Let's grow community, y'all. Come on.
Thank you. See, Tiffany keeps me on point. All of them keep me on point because this is a village. But I want you all to know that right now, we just wanted to do today's class to answer questions, to tell you about the program, to just kind of get to know each other and to give you your first assignment. But starting February 15th, we will be doing classes in person. So everyone that is on this class is not from Memphis, and some are not from Fraser. We got people from that. That is what is such a blessing right here, guys. We got people from all over wanting to be a part of this growing process and this seed to market. And so we have been blessed because we needed a classroom, we needed a space. And so we want to send the biggest shout out right now to Girls Inc. Girls Inc. Girls Inc.
Yes.
Yes, for a very long time has been making differences in girls' lives. And now here in Fraser, there is a 9-acre farm. You hear me? And I mean, this facility is phenomenal. It has commercial kitchen space. It's got food storage. It's got a greenhouse. It's got booths for farmers markets. And there's so many other programs that are helping girls get the resources they need, their families. You know, this is one of the, I think, one of the most beneficial organizations that has decided to make their home in Fraser. And I want to introduce Angela Johnson really quickly because we want to say thank you, because this is where we will be holding our classes. So when we start doing them canning classes and them cooking classes, and we start showing you how to do recipe development, that's going to happen right here at Girls Inc. Farm, located at 1179 Dalewood Avenue in Fraser. So I'm going to give you let you come in and just introduce yourself. And we want to say thank you to Sylvia Martinez. Between the both of you and what you all are doing, you are allowing us to spread this and make this possible for a lot of people. So thank you. So yeah, if you could introduce and let everyone know.
Hi, I'm Angela Johnson, development manager. I was so excited to find Miss Camille, and I'm just gonna be honest with you. I'm just a little bug on the leaf. like you guys. Hopefully I'll retain it. And Miss Ross Salon. Some of those little growing. And so she can attest that looking for getting it, hosting all of.
And we're gonna unmute, we're gonna bring you back in. We're gonna try to get that connection a little stronger because I really want them to hear what you're saying. And again, they're gonna see a lot of you, that pretty face, as we begin to do our classes. So remember, the next class is gonna be February 15th at 6 o'clock, right here at Girls Inc. Farm. So you can look that up online. We're gonna make sure all of you all are on the mailing list. So we're gonna make sure you know where it is, what we're talking about. We're gonna be talking about winter planning for spring planting. So now I'm gonna get really quickly into now what this is. We call it seed to market. And the whole idea was, and I can give you guys a little bit of background about me. I used to live here in Memphis about 25 years ago. And man, before Memphis, I am a native of Los Angeles. But my mother is from a place called Kosciuszko, Mississippi. And actually, Oprah Winfrey is from there. And it's one of them places where, like, if you pass that exit, you done pass the whole town. The point is that my mom and them grew up in the South. And even though we were from LA, we were country. So we loved our soul food. We loved Friday fish fries. We loved eating food after church. We loved grease. We loved fat. We loved all of that and some, because that was a part of the culture. That was a part of our tradition. And food is what brought us together. Well, so that's how I grew up, even in Los Angeles. And then we moved to Memphis. And then shortly after coming to Memphis, by the time I got through with the Circle B smoked sausages and hot wings and everything else that that you see on every corner, I developed tumors. I got real sick. I got a diagnosis. Basically, I did not want to do the traditional treatments of chemo and things like that. And so I met some beautiful people who took me in from Israel, and they taught me about a plant-based life. And I began to work with them in a company called Soul Vegetarian. This restaurant and this organization was committed to taking our traditional soul food meals and things we love the most, and giving them a plant-based remake or makeover, and then teaching about living a healthier life and eating more toward our genetics and understanding. And so it took me about 3 years, but I became tumor-free. After that, I became a nutritionist. And then I realized that I couldn't save the world, but I was real good at cooking and making juices and tinctures and things like that. So that led into me opening up a business called Juice for Life. And so I knew, like, when I had my tumors, they were like, "Oh, lady, you're gonna have to eat beets." I was like, "Ew, is there anything else? Can you give me another alternative?" And they were like, "Nope, you're gonna have to do beets, and you're gonna have to do them on a regular basis." So what I ended up doing was I said, "Well, I ain't gonna eat them, but I can drink them." And then I started adding this and that, and I was like, this, I don't want it to taste like dirt. So then I started fixing it up to where I could actually drink it. And then people started coming to me for the juices, the lemonades, the tinctures, the pot liquor. And so I ended up running that, and then that turned into a community garden, and it eventually turned into a farmer's market. And then I went back to school and got my degree in small market farming. All right, and so over the course of the years, I have farmed all over the world. Before I moved back to Memphis, I was farming off grid. So I lived off the grid for over close to a year in Kauai, Hawaii, which is one of the largest islands in the Hawaiian Islands in the north. So when I say off grid, we had no water, no lights. We was just off the grid. So I farmed in the desert, in the jungle, in the forest, and in the city. So long story short, I came back to Memphis to be with my family. My mom and my extended family is here. And so I didn't know nothing else to do but grow gardens. And that's how all that started. But what I learned from running the juice bars was that growing your own food is like growing your own money. Not only your own money, but growing your own medicine. Okay? Because every medicine that you take was derived from a plant. And they can't, but here's the problem about the pharmaceutical company. You can't copy the creator of those plants. So what you get is side effects. All right. And I tell this last year, and I'm gonna say it again. I'm pretty sure they sick of hearing me say this, but you see it on every corner in every city. But I'm gonna give you one that you're probably all familiar with. If you go down Shelby Drive, Elvis Presley to Shelby Drive, you're gonna see Jack Purtle, you're gonna see Time Out, you're gonna see Krispy Kreme, you're gonna see what's some other good ones over there? Burger King, you name it. It's like the Las Vegas of fast food.
Yeah.
You like, you know what I mean? It's hitting you all in your feelings. But here's what I want you to see at the end of the street is Walgreens, CVS, and a dialysis clinic. Because they know by the time you hit all them spots, that's where you gonna end up.
Say that.
And I want to tell you something too. A lot of these jobs we work on, we say, I'm gonna keep this job because it give me my benefits, my insurance. But half of the time, it's the job that's making you sick. All right? And I want you to know that you have the power, you have the capability to heal yourself. First, you gotta know how. And you gotta eat what you're made of. Okay? And we're gonna show you how all that happens. It happens in the soil. And then we're gonna show you how to take it from the seed, and then I'm gonna show you the medicinal quality of it, because every plant has an answer to an ailment that is happening within you. So if you think about the very beginning story, our origin story, we were placed in the garden and given seed-bearing fruits and crops, because in that garden was an answer to everything that we needed. And not just for our physical self, but also for our mental self and for our emotional self. So we're gonna hit the whole gamut through Seed to Market. You're gonna learn about the medicinal qualities, and then you're gonna have a bunch of peppers. And I'm looking at Roz, it's like, you're gonna have lots of okra, you're gonna have lots of tomatoes, lots of herbs, lots of greens. And we're gonna show you how to do some recipe development. All right. And then once we go from there, then I'm gonna talk about how much it costs. Because in a minute, you're gonna have so much, your neighbors, your family, they're gonna get sick of you coming over there with your little bag of cucumbers and tomatoes. So we're gonna show you how to monetize all that food. Not only that, but we're also gonna show you how to can it, how to dehydrate it, how to flash freeze it. Ooh, Tiffany says soon we will be able to share the wealth, baby, because your health is your wealth, okay? That is so true. And so then we're gonna have Lauren Wells, she gonna come in and show you how to can. And she's gonna show you about soil testing and the nutritional benefits. We got special speakers from all over the city. Yes, we got Rob, we got so many talented people who are gonna be coming in. So you're gonna see my face sometime, but most of the time I'm bringing in my family and my village. And everyone is going to be sharing their specialties. And as you know, me and Roz, we raise chickens. So we're going to be talking about that as well. We're taking it all the way back, all the way back. You know, I think at some point we assimilated and we got real fancy and we got sick. So what we're going to do is we're going to take it back. That's what we do in Seed to Market. So once we show you the cost of goods sold, and we're gonna show you how to package it, we're gonna show you what it looks like to label it, and then eventually we're at the market, right? We're at the market. That's the best part, when we have the market and everybody is showing up with their cowboy candy, their pepper, what is that called?
Pepper
jelly. Ooh. And then we have events like pot liquor with the candy yam cornbread and the pot liquor. And then at the end, we have the greens cook off. Okay. And we're asking, this time we're opening it up to neighborhoods through the city. So if you think you can be the next king or queen of greens, just stick with us, stick with us. And we're going to show you why greens taste different based on where they're grown. Not only that, but who grew them. All right, your intention. Ah, yes, thank you, Tiffany. As Tiffany has said right now, that all these classes are made available and they are free. And I want to now give homage and honor to the people who have really helped us make this possible. We started 2 years ago, but really that Fraser Community Urban Garden started back in 2000, something like that. And then we were at the Fraser Connect Center. That was 2021. And but then, yeah, it was the University of Tennessee Health and Science and the city of Memphis and Memphis Parks that have allowed us to have a 3-acre space. So this is a learning garden. So as you take these classes that we do every other week, we don't do them every week, but every other week, but every week, 2 days out the week, starting in March, you can come out to the Fraser Community Urban Garden. It's at 4051 Point Church Road out in Fraser. It's really Shelby Forest. And we'll talk about that later. But it's 3 acres of learning, practicing. Even if you ain't coming out there to work, we got spaces to heal. We got a serenity space. We got a Journey Kids Learning Garden ran by our 3-year-old Farmer Jay. And her grandmama is Tiffany Clay, who you just met. And so we'll be launching that soon. So we will have, so your granddaughters, your daughters, your sons, your grandsons, bring the kids. Definitely with the girls, we encourage you to bring the girls here to Girls Inc. Because even if they're not interested in the gardening part, there are so many benefits and resources for them here at Girls Inc. So yeah, that's kind of that in a nutshell. I'm going to stop for a second and say also to look in the chat, guys. Even though these classes are been made available through generous donations from Cadence Bank, the University of Tennessee Health and Science, the AKAs came through, and we'll be having a celebratory event that is called Hot Toddy. That will be at the Letterman Nature Center, March 15th. But is that March 15th? Yeah, March 15th. I will let you know all about that. But I'm gonna stop for just a second. Someone said our class is only on Thursday. So they're on every other Thursday. And then if you want to come in on, what are we saying right now in March? You can do tours on Monday. And then we'll Wednesdays and Fridays. Right, if you want to come in and get that hands-on practice. So if I want to stop just for a second to see if anybody has any questions before we get into our assignment.
Also, I know someone asked about the every Thursday, let them know that this is. They can go
Yes.
back and look if they
So
missed
we will,
class.
I guess starting next week, we'll go over the classroom as well.
That's right. I do want, thank you for helping me with that. For those, if you can't attend, you miss it, you got work, you got other responsibilities, all of these classes are recorded and they will be in our Google Classroom. So you'll be able to watch all classes we did last year, and you'll be able to see the classes that we're doing this year. So just in case, because we all know our schedules can get a little busy. So we're gonna record each one of them. Like I said, even though we have some support, we still are open for donations because we are trying to cultivate a 3-acre project. We service an entire community here in Fraser, and we need all the help that we can get. So any donations are greatly appreciated. Also, that applies to Girls Inc. too. We are all nonprofits. We're not in it for the profit. We're in it for the people. We're in it for the community, and we love what we do. But it does take money to have snacks and food and all the other things that we do. So if you are an organization or an individual who would like to support these programs that we do, we would be so greatly grateful for any type of support. All right. I see something in the chat. It says, look into Kofi for fundraising. They do not charge a fee. Thank you. Thank you for that, Teresa. We really appreciate that. And someone says, oh yeah, listen, we do need volunteers.
We got pots to clean.
Okay, we got pots to clean because we want to be able to hand these starters out. In a minute, I'm going to have Roz tell you guys about the starters that you get to choose. And we'll give these, first starter to you. And she's going to really show you how to develop this starter plant, how to love on it, and how to plant it. Because all plants can't be planted in the same place at the same time. We're going to teach you all about these different things and how these plants relate to you and your body and your health. So we will be doing that as well. And yes, we do need volunteers. If you are interested in volunteering, just send us a email at Fraser Urban Garden at gmail.com. You can visit us, the website as well, FraserUrbanGarden.org. Seed to Market is a Halls of Ivy program, but I am the garden manager for the Fraser Community Urban Garden. So when you hear Halls of Ivy or the Fraser Garden, it's all the same thing. It's the same love and it's the same support. So I'm gonna go really quickly if you guys are ready.
Do they have any questions?
Yeah, anybody else if anyone have any questions, just raise your hand. And we are here to answer any questions that you might have about this class this year. Okay. I will let you know that the classes go from February to October. We graduate in October. Well, actually, we graduate at the Greens Cook-Off. That is when we have our graduation. That's where we celebrate. That's where we break bread together. That's where we eat good. And we're like, we're full-fledged in the market. So yeah, this does go from February. Classes end in October, but our celebratory graduation is in November. You will begin to meet a lot of different teachers and a lot of different experts in agriculture. Because we can grow with water, we can grow in soil, we can grow in pots and things like that. So I am going to quickly get into, if there are no questions, I'm gonna get into, yes, I want to oh, thank you. I love seeing this chat with people wanting to volunteer in the garden because we need, here's what I loved about the registration. And I'm about to go back through the registration because I asked each person, what is your superpower? Because everybody in the garden ain't in there to grow food. We have people like Stevie. She's our welcome committee because she has her superpower is a beautiful smile. So she welcomes everyone in. We need people who can help with just directing people in different places, or maybe even putting the food in the bags when we distribute it. We need people to just promote what we're doing. There's so many roles in the garden, so you don't have to worry about am I flexible enough? Am I young enough? Am I, whatever the case may be. That's why we operate as a village, because everybody is doing something different. That's what makes the garden work. That's the beauty of belonging to a community garden. And our community gardens will eventually expand and grow. As you learn here, you'll be able to practice at the Girls Inc. farm. Maybe you take this knowledge that we teach you in the garden and you take it in your backyard. Our garden is a learning garden, so we don't set up gardens for nobody. You come and you learn at our garden, and you take that knowledge and that expertise, take it back to your church, take it back to your house, take it back to your organization. You can come and learn our practices, how we trellis, how we do programming out of there. And it's just there to inspire you, to teach you the skill sets so that you can empower yourself to heal yourself, to feed yourself, and to grow yourself, okay? I'm going to share my screen really quick again, because we're going to get into your first assignment. What are we looking like? 15 more minutes? Okay. I will send this to everybody who is in this class today. I do encourage you to get into the Google Classroom. If you're not in the Google Classroom, get in the Facebook group called Seed to Market Growers. So I'm going to start out with the first question. And if you got pen and paper, that's good. You can print this off. Roz, you can chime in whenever you want to.
If I know how.
Aw, come on now.
Y'all know this?
Oh, this is new to me. I don't
Ah,
even know if y'all can hear me or not.
They can hear you.
All right.
Okay, this is Seed to Market. So you're gonna have a journal. And I'm going to be giving these pages to you that I want you to keep in your garden journal. Because what's gonna happen is there's a season for everything. All right, there's a season for growing, there's a season for loving, a season, you guys have heard the story. All right, but in the winter, you're supposed to be resting, reviewing, restoring, and planning. And you're going to use this journal that you will build over the course of this program to go back and see what went right, what went wrong. But here's where we start. We start with your why. Okay? Why are you here today? Why are you on this Zoom meeting? Why do you want to grow a garden? I say that because your why is going to be very important in the summertime. When you lose your why, you lose your way. Remember that. Please write that down because that can apply to a whole lot of different things. When you lose your why, you lose your way. So the first question is, why are you growing a garden? Is it to save money? Is it to eat fresh foods, fresh local food? Is it for peace of mind? Is it so you can get out and work your body and get some exercise in? Is it to lose some weight because the doctor told you to? Or maybe you got a recent medical diagnosis? Or maybe you just have another personal reason. But I definitely need you to know your why. So that's your major assignment in this class today. Take your time with that. If you need to get a copy of this, like I said, we will make sure that you get that. You can put it in the chat and I can go back through there and make sure everybody gets this first page of the journal. Here's another very important one, and this is going to be another assignment for you that I hope you can at least have done by February 15th or by our March class. Which produce do you normally buy at the grocery store? And your assignment is the next time that you go to the grocery store, I want you to split your grocery bill in two. I want your produce to be a purchase all by itself. And then all your other items, let that be your second. So let them know I got 2 orders. Reason I'm saying this is because I want you to see what you normally buy in the produce aisle. And I want you to see how much you pay for it. So that is another assignment. The next one is, which type of garden would you like or already have? And this is important too, because that's where I'm gonna have you chime in, Roz. You know, when we say row garden, I mean rows, like the old school. When you look out and you see them rows and rows, you'll see it at the Fraser Community Urban Garden because our rows are 50 feet long. So, you know, when you think about it, you're like, but that's a lot of food and that's a lot of work. Okay.
Yeah.
When you dig it in the ground, ain't no steps. We gotta like squat. We got a trellis. So row gardening is what you traditionally see in commercial farming. When you just see rows and run acreage and acreage. So that's what row gardening is. Now, row gardening ain't gotta be long. You can have a 4-foot row. You can have a 3 or a 2-foot row in the ground. The problem that we have with the soil, though, causes a lot of us to not be able to really be successful with gardening because we don't realize that our soil is so depleted and poisoned. And we'll talk about that part. That's why we want to know what kind. What do you think about that? Because you in the
Yeah.
ground.
Yeah, I first started off, my teacher taught me rows. Man, I couldn't get them rows together for nothing.
I know.
I failed one time, a dog came to me licking me because I was hurt. I hurt my fingers. I hurt my fingers. And now I do container garden, I do raised bed gardens. And I do you know, stuff like that. If you do a container garden, make sure you got holes in the bottom of your buckets.
Yeah,
Your bucket, your pot, so you can grow in anything.
there you go.
But just make sure that.
Drainage.
Yeah, drainage is what you need. Raised beds, like I say, I do that too. Well, you know, community garden and I do volunteer. But for me, it's really, I built beds out of pallets. That's free. If you want to do container garden, again, make sure you got your holes. And you can get free, you don't have to buy from the big box stores. You can go to a bakery. You can go to a ice cream shop. You can go anywhere that give you free buckets. FREE. Only thing you would have to do is clean them out.
Yeah.
That's it.
And we'll talk about that very
Yeah.
shortly. That's why we want to know from each of you, what is your plan? Because based on that plan, we're going to be helping you with strategies so that you can grow successfully. If you don't have a lot of space, you're going to go container garden. Maybe right in your window. We don't want anybody to have an excuse not to grow. Okay, even if you just growing one little herb in your windowsill and biting off that herb or cooking from that herb, you are doing something phenomenal. Okay, so I don't want you to feel like I'm in an apartment or I don't have the space or the time or any of that. We got solutions for all of that. Okay, and the last one, and because we are running out of time, where will your garden grow? Okay, and that's because on the next class, we're gonna be talking about how to plan in the winter so that you can be successful in the spring. Are you growing in the backyard? Are you growing in the front yard, the porch, the side of the house, the deck, the patio, the sunroom, the greenhouse, the grow room? We'll talk about what a grow tower is. And like we said, you can go right in your kitchen window. And so we need to know those things as well. And so we're gonna go back over these answers. So I am expecting to see you all either online or in person, February 15th, right here at Girls Inc. Farm, and we're gonna start sharing stories. You all will be, oh, we got a hand raised. Hey, Lachelle.
Hey Camille, it's Jackie. I saw on some of the emails, on some of the Facebook pages that there were going to be classes or events held at the Litcherman Center. Is that still going to happen? Is that something you can speak on?
Yes, thank you. I'm so glad you said that. So we will be doing hot toddy. Have you guys heard of a hot toddy? That's part of Black History Month. So you're gonna learn about teas, a lot of tea, working with me and working with us. Because we take the leaves and the flowers to keep our plants, because when we cut the flowers, the plants keep growing. So we needed to do something with those flowers. And so we make teas. And based on that, we create hot toddy. So March 15th at the Letcherman Nature Center, I will be sending that out in the newsletter. It's from 2 to 4. We will be doing our bigger events at the Letcherman Nature Center. But the very first one is March 15th. I would love for you guys to come out so you can see all the good work and all the different programs that we're doing here in the city of Memphis, and especially in Fraser. So yes, March 15th, you are definitely welcome to attend that. We are still working on who's going to be our chef, but I will be making a hot toddies and something called a dirty chai. Yes. And I will be teaching you the history and the culture and the medicinal story behind the hot toddy. So I would definitely will make sure you get that information. Anyone else have any other questions before we begin to kind of close this up? Did everyone get their assignment? Because that's going to be so important on the next class, February 15th.
If everybody connect.
Yeah. I definitely need everyone to have that assignment. We're gonna keep this assignment going. So, even if you don't have it February 15th, you can go into Google Classroom and you can still get it answer those questions. Really, this is a plan. You're just planning right now. We're experimenting. Some of you are very experienced. Some of you are brand new. Okay, Karen got her hand up, but her phone don't work. Her phone did die. All right, Karen.
Does everyone know how to get to the Google Classroom?
Yes, so Google Classroom is through, of course, Google. So if you have a Gmail account, that makes it even easier to get on Google Classroom, but you don't have to have one. But it's just my best way to organize all these videos and assignments. When you get in there, it asks you to introduce yourself so we can get to know you. We're about to have some contests, cooking contests. All of those kind of things are going to be happening in there. So I will put more information in our Facebook group called Seed to Market Growers. So if you're on Facebook, go to Seed to Market Growers. You can visit our Facebook, Fraser Community Urban Garden, or you can go to Halls of Ivy Academy. Any one of those. You can even go to Crawford Starters. Garden Starters. I'm gonna get it right.
I
I'ma
know
get
it's
it right.
okay.
And so as we go along, like I said, the email for any questions, I would really love if you guys got on that Google Classroom. Because that would help me every time you had a question or you submitted your work or pictures of, you might have to show me your plant and say, what's going on with the leaf? When you do that on Google Classroom, I immediately, or one of us, get that and you can get answered. But if it's sometime you with email or whatever, it can get lost in the abyss. I'm gonna just be real. Yeah. Before we end, it's like 7:01 right now, and we want to respect the time of Girls Inc. If are there any other questions or anything anyone else from our crew want to add?
I'm just glad to see y'all here.
Yeah.
And I would love for y'all to please keep coming back.
Yes, 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 yes. Yes, do it, because a lot of, I'm gonna tell you guys, when them bugs come and the heat get the beaming and
We gonna work around that. It's a way, y'all. It's a way. We gonna work with that.
we got strategies, okay?
Yeah, we do.
Cause that's when we bring the food,
Yeah,
the good food.
that's right. That's what it comes with the bugs and the heat.
Yeah, we eat and we break bread together and we have fun. So I do want you to remember your why. Invite your friends and your neighbors, because I do want to say this before I end. There's some things coming down the pipeline in our food system, and it is not good. Nope. The meat that you think you're eating will not be meat.
Recall.
The recalls that are about to come down the pipeline. You'll be buying things at Sam's and Walmart and Kroger, and the next thing you know,
But it says
you're
already
sick.
here.
It has been, especially with salads, lettuce.
Salad,
those kinds of
lettuces,
things.
yes.
We'll continue our next class.
Yep.
But Camille, again, if you will thank everyone, and we want, I'll drop some links,
So I just, again, thank you, Tiffany, and thank you,
No, they can't hear
Tamika,
me.
Rod. They can't hear me?
no, I was on mute, I was
Oh,
just telling
okay.
you.
Okay, I just want to thank you all, these ladies, and you're gonna meet Devin, who's gonna be helping us make soap. We got Brittany coming, who's gonna teach you how to make salve. Yeah, we got a lot of great stuff coming down, for this class this year. But I want to thank you because you are the first to show up. So, I will see you guys again. If you want to go back through this class, it will be available within 24 to 48 hours because I need a little time. It's a heavy video. So I'm going to break it up into parts. And can I get the info on the starters? Yes, you can.
We're gonna have to do that another time because we're running
Nah,
short
yes.
of time.
We will. Make sure you're in that Facebook group and you're definitely on my mailing list. So I will let you all know more about Roz Garden. I said Roz Garden Starters. Can I say it right? Crawford Garden
Crawford.
Starters.
You gonna get it.
I'm
You
gonna get it. It's on
like that.
Facebook, and then you're gonna
Yeah.
see her at every class.
Yes.
Don't forget that. As March comes along, in April, and all through the season, she's gonna start coming out with new starters, and
Yes.
so you might as well get used to these faces here.
And real quick, the first thing we must do, we've got to clean those pots.
Yes,
We must do that. And then after that, that's when we'll start getting on, and we need volunteers for that.
that's right.
Okay. Then
Okay.
we'll.
I got an email, so everybody knows the.
Yeah, what's your email?
My email is choosy.
We gonna work on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we gonna put it out there. I want y'all to go to the Facebook group and then we gonna put her link out there.
Okay, they tell me I need to change it, which I do.
She
Cause it-
Tuesday though.
I'm Tuesday, you Tuesday.
Yeah, but we gonna fix
Yeah,
that.
yeah, we'll get that information to you. We
All
can get it to
right.
you.
Okay, we got somebody with their hand up. I see you. Hey, Dr. Burnett.
Hey, first, I want to say I'm very excited for this.
Thank you.
When I visited the community garden a couple months ago, I absolutely fell in love with the whole
Oh,
thing.
thank you.
And it just how it made me feel. It was just so relaxing. I absolutely loved it. So I'm definitely looking forward to this.
Awesome. We can't wait to see you.
What are the hours on the weekend to come out and volunteer?
We're building that schedule as we speak. Because we have to make sure that someone is always out there. Some of us live like right around the corner. I'm about 10 minutes from there. So together, we're all trying to figure out a nice, solid schedule. We will be having our first cleanup day, March 23rd. So we'll be sending that schedule out to everybody. So, as you know, right there on Point Church in St. Elmo, a lot of dumping and stuff like that happens.
Yes.
But luckily, people are now donating their tires, they're composting with us. There's way less dumping and stuff happening, so.
Better today.
Yeah, so we will definitely be keeping you posted on that. Yeah, March 23rd is Community Garden Cleanup Day.
Okay.
All right, so like I said, I want to respect the time here at Girls Inc. and we're at 7:07 right now, and I want to thank you guys again. My email, you can definitely get on that Facebook group, get on that Google Classroom. My email is hallsofivy.online@gmail or FrazierUrbanGarden@gmail.com. Yeah, so those are the best ways. Yeah. I guess that's it, guys.
See you in the garden.
All right, see you guys February 15th, 6 o'clock here at Girls Inc. Farm in Frazier. All right, thank you so much, guys.
Peace out.